The Success Blueprint, written and published by Sonic Tome. Beneath every success lies a structure that is rarely discussed, yet it's the silent architect of every achievement. This invisible framework isn't built overnight, nor is it something you can easily pinpoint in the physical world. It begins long before the first step is taken on the path toward any goal. While most people focus on external accomplishments, money, recognition, status, true success has roots that are much deeper, often hidden in the unseen elements of our thoughts, attitudes, and the subtle energies that drive us forward. This framework is like the foundation of a building. No one sees the concrete blocks or steel beams, yet they are essential to keeping the structure standing strong, even through storms. Similarly, the unseen forces of determination, vision, resilience, and inner alignment form the backbone of a person's success. These elements are intangible, and often they're developed in silence, during moments when no one is watching. They are crafted in private battles, mental struggles, and decisions made in solitude. The cornerstone of this framework is the vision you carry within. Vision is not merely a goal or an ambition. It is a powerful image in your mind of what you aim to create in the world. It doesn't always have to be crystal clear from the beginning. In fact, it often starts as a hazy idea, something felt more than seen. Over time, this vision becomes sharper as you grow, experience, and learn. The power of vision lies in its ability to guide you even when the path isn't obvious. It's an internal compass that keeps you aligned with your deeper purpose. Another key part of this framework is the unseen discipline that you build over time. It's easy to look at someone who has achieved great things and assume they were naturally talented or lucky. What's often overlooked is the discipline that was cultivated long before the first signs of success appeared. This discipline isn't always glamorous. It's not the kind you show off on social media. It's the quiet, consistent effort that occurs when no one else is paying attention. It's the early mornings, the sacrifices, the countless moments of choosing long-term growth over short-term gratification. Equally important is the silent resilience that holds everything together. Life will always throw unexpected challenges your way, setbacks, failures, and disappointments that can shake your confidence to the core. This invisible framework includes the mental and emotional strength to stand back up when you've been knocked down, the ability to learn from failures without losing your sense of direction. Resilience isn't about being unaffected by hardship. It's about having the capacity to adapt and grow stronger with each challenge. Another unseen element is the quiet confidence that grows from this foundation. It's not the loud, boastful type of confidence that craves attention, but rather a calm, unwavering belief in your ability to figure things out as you go. It's the inner assurance that no matter how difficult the road becomes, you have the resources within you to overcome any obstacle. This kind of confidence doesn't need validation from others because it's grounded in self-awareness and a deep trust in your journey. Equally crucial in this invisible framework is the role of intention. What separates mere activity from meaningful action is the clarity of your intention behind every move you make. When your actions are driven by a strong, aligned intention, they have a magnetic quality. They attract opportunities, people, and situations that support your growth. Without clear intention, even the most ambitious efforts can feel scattered and unproductive. But when you move with purpose, your energy is concentrated, and the results you seek begin to take shape organically. Finally, one of the most overlooked aspects of the invisible framework is the energy you bring into every interaction and situation. Success is not just a matter of doing the right things, it's about who you are when you do them. The energy you carry, your mindset, your attitude, your presence, has a profound impact on the outcomes you create. Positive energy attracts positive results. When you approach challenges with optimism, curiosity, and an open mind, you become a magnet for solutions and breakthroughs. Though invisible to the eye, this framework is always at work, quietly shaping the trajectory of your life. Every decision you make, every habit you build, every thought you nurture, is part of constructing this unseen structure. And as it strengthens, so too does your capacity to create meaningful, lasting success, crafting your inner formula. Every extraordinary achievement begins with a unique inner formula, a personal code that fuels progress from within. This formula isn't something that can be copied from someone else, nor is it a set of rules or steps that fit into a neat box. Instead, it is the intricate combination of your beliefs, mindset, and values, harmonized to drive your actions and decisions. Designing this mental blueprint requires a deep understanding of yourself, your aspirations, and your inner workings. And it is this tailored approach that propels consistent momentum. At the core of your inner formula is the belief system you cultivate. These are not surface-level thoughts, but the deeply embedded convictions that shape how you see the world and your place in it. These beliefs create your personal reality. They determine what you think is possible, what you are willing to pursue, and how you respond to challenges. Many people are unaware of how much their beliefs control their outcomes. To craft a powerful mental blueprint, you must first uncover and refine the beliefs that either empower or limit you. This involves stripping away the layers of inherited thinking, societal conditioning, and self-imposed limitations to discover what truly resonates with your highest potential. In crafting this formula, you also align your thoughts with your intentions. There is a difference between casually wanting something and setting a firm intention to achieve it. Intentions are more than mere desires. They are deliberate and focused. When you set an intention, it becomes a guiding force that influences your every move, decision, and even your subconscious behavior. Your mental blueprint becomes sharper when your intentions are clear, because they act as the internal fuel for your actions. They pull you in the direction of your goals, even when external circumstances seem to be working against you. Another crucial element in your mental formula is emotional mastery. The role emotions play in driving human behavior is often underestimated. Emotions are not mere reactions to external events. They are catalysts that either propel you forward or hold you back. Learning how to channel emotions such as passion, curiosity, and determination into productive energy is a key part of designing a formula that maintains momentum. On the other hand, emotions like fear, doubt, and frustration can derail progress if not properly managed. Emotional intelligence allows you to harness the power of your feelings while maintaining control over how they influence your actions. This inner formula also involves understanding the power of mental focus. Focus is not simply about concentrating on a task, but rather about directing your mental energy in alignment with your intentions. Focused attention has the power to amplify your efforts, making everything you do more effective. In contrast, scattered thoughts and divided attention weaken your ability to gain traction. Your ability to maintain clarity amidst distractions strengthens the formula that drives your progress. When you are fully focused, every action becomes aligned with the larger goal, which accelerates momentum. However, momentum also requires a component of adaptability. No formula for success can be static. The world around you is in constant flux, and your inner formula must evolve to meet changing circumstances. Adaptability doesn't mean abandoning your core principles, but rather staying flexible in how you apply them. When obstacles arise or the landscape shifts, your ability to pivot without losing sight of your goals ensures that you maintain forward momentum. Rigidity leads to stagnation, while adaptability fuels sustained progress. Another critical aspect is mental resilience, the capacity to remain steadfast in your vision even when facing difficulties. Resilience is more than just endurance. It's a proactive strength that allows you to transform adversity into fuel for growth. When setbacks occur, and they inevitably will, your inner formula becomes the safety net that catches you, recalibrates your direction, and pushes you forward with renewed energy. It's not about avoiding failure, but about using every misstep as part of the momentum-building process. There is also a deep connection between your inner formula and the environment you create for yourself. The mental blueprint is most effective when supported by a space, both physical and social, that nourishes your progress. Surrounding yourself with individuals who uplift and challenge you, engaging in activities that expand your thinking, and crafting routines that sharpen your discipline, all contribute to enhancing the effectiveness of your inner formula. The energy around you subtly influences the energy within, so crafting an environment that reflects your goals is a necessary part of sustaining unstoppable momentum. Lastly, an often overlooked ingredient in this formula is the willingness to embrace uncertainty. Many people think they need everything figured out before taking the first step, but the truth is that your mental blueprint only becomes stronger as you move forward into the unknown. Progress is not always linear, and it is in the process of trial, error, and discovery that the true power of your formula is revealed. As you act, adjust, and learn, your inner blueprint evolves, becoming more sophisticated and more aligned with your ultimate vision. Your mental formula is not something you create once and set aside. It is a living, breathing system that constantly grows and adapts with you, fueling a level of momentum that no external force can stop. The path of uncharted decisions. Life is a journey filled with crossroads, and while many choices are anticipated and planned, it is the uncharted decisions, the ones you don't foresee, that shape your true path. These moments, often unexpected and seemingly insignificant at the time, carry the potential to redefine your trajectory in ways you never imagined. They are the quiet turning points where your instincts, values, and inner compass collide with the unknown, forcing you to navigate without a map. The nature of these uncharted decisions is what makes them so powerful. They occur in the spaces where uncertainty reigns, where the familiar is absent, and where there is no clear right or wrong. The comfort of planning disappears, and the safety of predictability dissolves. In these moments, you are forced to confront who you really are, what you truly believe, and where you genuinely want to go. These decisions have the unique ability to illuminate parts of your character that remain hidden in ordinary, routine choices. When faced with the unknown, you rely less on external advice and more on your internal compass. This is where self-awareness becomes your greatest ally. The deeper you understand yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, desires, and fears, the more equipped you are to navigate uncharted territory. The decisions you make in these moments reflect your most authentic self because they emerge from a place where only your instincts can guide you. There is no script to follow, no precedent to rely on. What you choose is a reflection of your true values, not what the world expects from you. It is in these moments of unanticipated choice that your flexibility is tested. Life rarely unfolds in the way we imagine, and uncharted decisions often force you to abandon your well-laid plans and adapt to new circumstances. Rigidity in thinking becomes your enemy here. The more attached you are to a specific outcome or route, the harder it becomes to see the opportunities that arise from the unexpected. Flexibility doesn't mean abandoning your goals, but it does mean recognizing that the path toward those goals may look very different than you had imagined. The beauty of these unanticipated decisions is that they often lead to growth you didn't know you needed. They push you into situations that challenge your limits, forcing you to develop new skills, adopt new perspectives, and expand your understanding of what's possible. Growth, after all, doesn't come from repeating the same actions in familiar circumstances. It emerges when you are pushed out of your comfort zone, when the choices in front of you require more from you than you've ever given before. In this way, uncharted decisions are the catalysts for transformation, even if that transformation isn't immediately visible. Moreover, the power of these decisions lies in the fact that they often set off a ripple effect. The unplanned choices you make today may lead to opportunities, relationships, and outcomes that you could never have foreseen. A single decision, whether it's a career change, a new partnership, or even a seemingly minor shift in how you approach a challenge, can send you on a trajectory that opens doors you didn't even know existed. These ripple effects are impossible to predict, and that's what makes them so profound. The course of your life is often determined by these moments of spontaneous decision-making, where you respond to the unknown with courage and openness. Another significant aspect of uncharted decisions is the role of intuition. While logic and analysis serve their purpose, they often fall short in moments where the unknown dominates. When there is no precedent, no data, and no clear path forward, intuition becomes a critical guide. This inner knowing, the sense that something just feels right or wrong, even when you can't explain it, often leads you to choices that align with your deeper purpose. Intuition taps into your subconscious mind, drawing on experiences, emotions, and patterns that your conscious mind may not be aware of. Trusting your intuition in these moments allows you to make decisions that are more aligned with your true path, even if they seem illogical on the surface. Fear is an inevitable companion on this path. The unknown is inherently frightening, and the weight of making the wrong decision can paralyze you. But fear is not something to be avoided. It's something to be understood. Fear often signals that you are on the edge of something important, something that has the potential to change you. It's not the fear of failure or the unknown itself that should guide your decisions, but rather your response to that fear. The courage to act in the face of uncertainty is what separates those who remain stuck from those who break through to new levels of success. There's also a certain freedom that comes with these moments of unplanned decision-making. When you release the need to control every outcome and embrace the uncertainty of life, you open yourself up to possibilities that are beyond what you could have envisioned. This surrender is not about giving up your power, but about recognizing that sometimes the universe has a plan greater than your own. The decisions you make when faced with the unknown often align you with opportunities that are more aligned with your purpose than anything you could have planned. In these moments, your resilience is also tested. Uncharted decisions rarely come without challenges, and it's often in the aftermath of these decisions that the real work begins. The initial choice is just the beginning. How you respond to the consequences of that choice, whether they are positive or negative, determines whether you continue to move forward or retreat into the safety of the familiar. Resilience in this context means remaining committed to the path, even when the outcome isn't what you expected or when new obstacles arise as a result of the decision. Ultimately, the uncharted decisions are what make your journey uniquely yours. They shape your path in ways you couldn't have predicted, allowing you to become more than you thought possible. Each unplanned choice becomes a step toward discovering your true potential, and with each decision, you craft a life that is not only successful, but deeply authentic to who you are. Wiring the unconscious genius. There's a force within every person that operates beneath the surface, a power often overlooked but essential in shaping the outcomes we achieve. This is the genius of the subconscious mind, a system running continuously without conscious direction, yet influencing nearly every aspect of your life. It's not through deliberate thought or calculated strategy that this genius is activated, but rather through a process of conditioning and pattern formation over time. Tapping into this resource allows you to create results without effort, to turn success into an automatic response, and to drive forward even when the conscious mind is unaware of the progress being made. At the heart of this process lies the role of subconscious patterns, ingrained habits of thought and behavior that guide your actions without you having to think about them. Every action, reaction, and decision you make is rooted in patterns developed over years. Some are useful, others not so much, but they all share one thing in common. They are deeply embedded and run silently in the background. These subconscious patterns are shaped by your experiences, beliefs, and repetitive thoughts, and they direct your life in ways that often escape your notice. To wire this unconscious genius in your favor, you must first understand how malleable the subconscious mind truly is. It does not operate independently of your influence. Rather, it is shaped and programmed by the conscious mind. Every thought you repeat, every belief you reinforce, and every habit you practice feeds into this unconscious system. Over time, the subconscious begins to adopt these inputs as its reality, making them automatic. The more consistent you are with the messages you send to your subconscious, the more aligned your internal patterns become with the outcomes you desire. This is how success becomes effortless. The mind has been wired to achieve it without the need for constant conscious intervention. However, the subconscious genius doesn't distinguish between what is beneficial and what is harmful. It only knows repetition. If you habitually focus on limitations, failures, or fears, your subconscious will adopt these as its guiding principles, and your actions will unconsciously align with these negative patterns. Conversely, When you deliberately cultivate empowering thoughts, focus on possibilities, and train your mind to expect success, the subconscious begins to adopt these as its default state. The genius of the subconscious is that it does not question, it simply executes the programming it receives. This is why the effort to consciously control what you feed into your mind is critical. You are not merely thinking for today, you are laying the foundation for automatic success in the future. This unconscious genius thrives on repetition. The neural pathways in the brain are strengthened with every repeated thought, just like a muscle that grows stronger with regular exercise. Over time, these pathways become the default mode of thinking, and actions that once required great effort begin to happen effortlessly. This is the process of rewiring the brain to work in your favor. The mind becomes accustomed to success, accustomed to positive outcomes, and begins to drive your actions toward these results automatically. This is why certain people seem to achieve great things with ease. Their subconscious is wired for success, and they are merely following a script their mind has already written. One of the most powerful aspects of the subconscious is its capacity for visualization. The images and scenarios you repeatedly imagine in your mind have a profound effect on the subconscious, which does not distinguish between real and imagined experiences. When you visualize success, seeing yourself achieving your goals, feeling the emotions of triumph, and experiencing the reality of your dreams, the subconscious begins to accept this as its truth. Over time, it works in the background to make this vision a reality, influencing your actions, decisions, and opportunities in ways you may not even be aware of. It's important to note that wiring the subconscious genius requires more than just positive thinking or fleeting moments of optimism. The process is one of deep internal work, of consistently aligning your conscious thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors with the outcomes you wish to create. The subconscious thrives on consistency, and the more you reinforce a certain way of thinking, the more it integrates into your unconscious patterns. This is why persistence is key. It is through repeated, focused effort that the subconscious is rewired. Over time, the genius of the mind begins to work in your favor without requiring constant conscious input. Another dimension of this unconscious genius is its connection to intuition. Intuition, often described as a gut feeling or inner knowing, is the subconscious mind processing vast amounts of information that your conscious mind is not even aware of. It gathers data from your experiences, your environment, and even your thoughts, distilling it into a sense of knowing that guides your decisions. The more you trust and act on this intuition, the more finely tuned your subconscious becomes to recognize patterns and opportunities that lead to success. Intuition is not a mystical force. It is the subconscious mind's way of signaling the path forward, based on patterns it has observed and processed over time. The subconscious genius also plays a critical role in creativity. While the conscious mind may struggle to find solutions or generate new ideas, the subconscious is constantly at work, making connections between seemingly unrelated pieces of information. This is why breakthrough ideas often come in moments of relaxation, or when you are not actively thinking about the problem. The subconscious, free from the constraints of logical, linear thinking, is able to access a deeper level of creativity, producing insights that seem to come from nowhere. This is not coincidence. It is the result of the mind working beneath the surface, integrating and synthesizing information in ways that the conscious mind cannot. To fully harness this unconscious genius, you must be deliberate in shaping your environment and experiences. The subconscious mind absorbs everything, from the people you surround yourself with to the media you consume. Every interaction, every piece of information becomes part of the programming that shapes your subconscious patterns. By consciously curating your environment, surrounding yourself with positivity, success-driven individuals, and empowering ideas, you are feeding the subconscious the fuel it needs to drive you toward your goals. The mind, in this sense, is like fertile soil, ready to grow whatever seeds you plant. Choose wisely, and you will see the fruits of your effort in the form of effortless success. Ultimately, the genius of the subconscious lies in its ability to operate beyond the limitations of conscious thought. While the conscious mind is finite, bound by logic and analysis, the The subconscious is limitless in its capacity to influence, guide, and create. By deliberately wiring this unconscious system in your favor, you unlock a level of success that flows with ease, where the effort becomes less about force and more about alignment. This is not magic or wishful thinking. It is the power of the mind at its highest level, operating beyond the surface to bring your greatest aspirations into reality. Echoes of persistence. In the grand pursuit of success, the large, transformative moments often draw the most attention. Yet, it is the small, consistent actions, the ones that seem insignificant in isolation, that hold the power to shape the trajectory of your life. These actions, repeated over time, create ripples that extend far beyond their initial impact, building momentum in ways that are neither obvious nor immediate. They are the quiet architects of long-term achievement, influencing outcomes not through force but through unwavering persistence. The essence of persistence lies in its subtlety. It is not about the dramatic bursts of effort or the grand gestures of determination. Instead, it is found in the everyday commitment to progress, no matter how small or unremarkable the step may seem. Each decision to keep going, to stay on course even when progress feels invisible, contributes to an invisible accumulation of energy. Like the slow, steady drip of water that eventually wears away stone, these persistent actions shape your future in profound, albeit unseen ways. At the heart of this lies the compounding nature of effort. What begins as a single, seemingly inconsequential act, builds on itself, creating a ripple effect that grows stronger over time. Every action, no matter how small, sends out waves that interact with the world around you, influencing circumstances, opportunities, and even other people. Over time, these waves compound, and what began as a minor effort becomes a force too powerful to ignore. This is the power of persistence, the ability to generate long-term results from a series of small, consistent efforts. These echoes of persistence also carry a silent, yet profound influence on your mindset. Every time you choose to act, regardless of the immediate outcome, you reinforce a belief in your own ability to endure, to keep moving forward. This repeated commitment to action strengthens your internal resolve, turning persistence into a habit. Over time, it becomes less about the specific action and more about the development of a mindset that embraces effort, no matter the challenge. The quiet discipline that emerges from this process is often overlooked, yet it is one of the most critical components of long-term success. Moreover, the ripple effect of persistence is not confined to the individual alone. It extends outward, influencing those around you in ways that are often invisible at first. When others witness your quiet, determined progress, they too are impacted by the energy you generate. Whether consciously or not, they are drawn to the consistency of your efforts, and this influence can spread, inspiring others to adopt a similar mindset. Persistence, therefore, not only shapes your own path, but has the potential to create a culture of perseverance in the environments you inhabit. This ripple effect also plays a crucial role in overcoming the inevitable setbacks and obstacles that arise on the path to achievement. While major challenges can derail the unprepared, those who practice persistent action are more resilient in the face of adversity. The constant momentum created by small actions serves as a buffer against failure, allowing you to recover more quickly and continue moving forward. When persistence becomes second nature, setbacks are no longer viewed as permanent obstacles, but as temporary disruptions in a much larger journey. The true power of persistence, however, often reveals itself in hindsight. In the moment, the small actions taken day after day may seem to have little immediate impact. There is no dramatic shift, no immediate reward for the effort. But as time passes, and the cumulative effect of those actions becomes apparent, the results are undeniable. What once seemed like tiny, isolated steps now forms a cohesive, unstoppable force, driving you toward your goals. This is the nature of persistence. It works quietly, in the background, until one day the results become too significant to ignore. It is also important to recognize that persistence is not just about effort, it's about alignment. The actions you take must be aligned with a greater purpose or vision. Persistence without direction leads to frustration and burnout, but when your small actions are guided by a clear sense of purpose, they carry far more weight. Each step, no matter how small, is part of a larger whole, and this understanding fuels the drive to keep moving forward. The ripple effect, therefore, is not just about doing more, but about doing the right things consistently over time. Persistence also fosters a deep sense of trust in the process. The journey toward success is often non-linear, filled with twists, turns, and unexpected detours. Without persistence, it's easy to become disillusioned by the lack of immediate results. But when you trust that each small action is contributing to a larger outcome, you are more likely to stay the course, even when progress feels slow. This trust is reinforced with each step forward, creating a positive feedback loop that strengthens your belief in your ability to achieve long-term success. The most powerful echoes of persistence are often felt long after the initial effort has been made. The small actions taken today may not bear fruit for weeks, months, or even years, but their impact continues to reverberate through time. This is the true magic of persistence, its ability to create lasting change, even when the results are not immediately visible. The seeds you plant through persistent action may lie dormant for a while, but eventually, they will bloom, often in ways you could not have anticipated. In the end, the ripple effect of persistence is not just about the accumulation of effort. It's about the transformation that occurs along the way. With each small action, you are not only moving closer to your goals, but you are also becoming the kind of person who achieves those goals. The process of persistence refines your character, strengthens your resolve, and shapes your mindset, preparing you for the success that lies ahead. The echoes of your actions continue long after the initial effort is made, influencing not only your future but the future of those around you. The alchemy of self-reinvention. The process of self-reinvention is not just about changing what you do, it's about transforming who you are at the core. It's about taking the raw materials of your current limitations, your fears, doubts, and perceived inadequacies, and turning them into sources of power. This transformation is a kind of alchemy, an inner process that allows you to take what seems like obstacles and reconfigure them into stepping stones toward your higher potential. The essence of self-reinvention lies not in rejecting what you are, but in embracing your untapped abilities, often hidden beneath layers of conditioning and self-imposed barriers. To engage in the alchemy of self-reinvention, the first step is to recognize the hidden resources within yourself. Every limitation you perceive holds a deeper truth. There is always an undercurrent of strength that you may not have tapped into yet. Often, what appears as a weakness is merely unchanneled energy waiting to be directed. For example, fear can be turned into awareness, doubt into curiosity, and insecurity into a driving force for growth. The key is to stop viewing these emotions as obstacles and start seeing them as raw materials for transformation. When you shift your perspective in this way, what seemed to limit you begins to fuel your reinvention. Self-reinvention often requires a redefinition of how you see challenges. Most people view challenges as barriers that need to be overcome, but within the framework of reinvention, challenges become opportunities for growth and adaptation. It's about using resistance as leverage. Just as an alchemist uses basic elements to create something entirely new, you can use your limitations as catalysts for transformation. The pressure that life exerts upon you can either break you or refine you, and the difference lies in your approach. If you lean into the pressure, accepting it as part of the process, it will shape you in ways that unlock potential you didn't know existed. A crucial part of this transformation is letting go of old identities that no longer serve you. Often, we cling to outdated versions of ourselves because they are familiar, even when they limit us. Reinvention demands that you release these old identities and make space for something new to emerge. This process can feel uncomfortable, even disorienting, as you strip away the layers of who you thought you were. But it is within this discomfort that true growth occurs. Like a snake shedding its skin, you must be willing to outgrow your former self to step into a new level of existence. At the heart of self-reinvention is the ability to see yourself not as a fixed entity, but as a fluid being capable of constant evolution. The rigid notion that you are this or that limits your potential. Instead, when you embrace the idea that you are always in the process of becoming, you free yourself from the constraints of a fixed identity. You are not bound by past experiences or even present circumstances. You are defined by your ability to shape your future through conscious choice and effort. The person you are today is merely a stepping stone to the person you have the potential to become. This process of reinvention also involves a deep internal alignment. Often people chase external markers of success, accomplishments, status, recognition, without realizing that true transformation comes from within. The external world is merely a reflection of the internal state. To reinvent yourself, you must first shift your internal world, your beliefs, your mindset, your values. When you change how you think and perceive yourself, the external world begins to respond in kind. Your actions, habits, and decisions naturally align with this new internal state, creating a ripple effect that transforms your outer reality. Another critical aspect of self-reinvention is the development of resilience. Reinvention is not a one-time event. It is a continual process of adaptation and growth. Along the way, you will encounter setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. But these moments are not signs that you are failing. They are part of the alchemical process. Just as raw materials must be subjected to intense heat to be transformed, you too must be willing to endure the challenges that come with growth. Each failure is a refining moment, an opportunity to learn, adapt, and come back stronger. The ability to persist through these challenges is what ultimately fuels your reinvention. Reinvention also requires a willingness to question deeply held beliefs about yourself and the world. Many of the limitations you experience are not real. They are constructs of the mind, shaped by past conditioning, societal expectations, or fear of the unknown. To transform these limitations into leverage, you must be willing to dismantle these mental constructs and challenge the narratives that hold you back. This process of questioning can be uncomfortable, as it often requires you to face truths about yourself that you have avoided. But it is through this self-examination that you unlock new levels of potential. Self-reinvention is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming more fully yourself. It's about stripping away the layers of conditioning and limitation that have accumulated over the years and tapping into the essence of who you truly are. This essence is not something external that you need to find or achieve. It already exists within you. The process of reinvention is about peeling back the layers to reveal this core, allowing it to guide your actions, decisions, and purpose. When you operate from this place of authenticity, you are no longer bound by external expectations or limitations. You become the architect of your own destiny, capable of shaping your life in ways that align with your highest potential. Finally, the alchemy of self-reinvention is about embracing the paradox of change. While the process of transformation involves continuous evolution, it also requires a deep sense of presence. To reinvent yourself, you must be fully present in the moment, aware of where you are and what is required to move forward. The future is shaped by the actions you take in the present, and the more aligned those actions are with your internal vision, the more powerful the results will be. Reinvention is not about escaping the present moment or the person you are today. It's about using this moment as the foundation for creating something greater. The beauty of self-reinvention lies in its endless possibilities. There is no limit to how much you can grow, adapt, and evolve. Each reinvention opens the door to new opportunities, new experiences, and new ways of being. The process is never complete because you are always in a state of becoming. The more you embrace this journey, the more you tap into the infinite potential that lies within you, transforming limitations into leverage and crafting a life that reflects your highest self. Balancing on the tightrope of ambition. Ambition is a force of nature, an inner fire that drives you toward achievement, success, and personal fulfillment. But ambition alone, without balance, can be destructive. There's a fine line between the pursuit of greatness and the potential to burn out, lose focus, or become overwhelmed. The path of ambition requires precision and grace. much like walking a tightrope. To succeed, one must learn the delicate dance between desire and discipline, between reaching for the stars and staying grounded. Ambition is fueled by desire, and desire is a powerful motivator. It pushes you beyond your comfort zone, encourages you to take risks, and helps you envision a future that's greater than your current reality. But desire, unchecked, can lead to impatience and impulsiveness. The pursuit of success can become all-consuming, causing you to overlook the importance of pacing yourself, planning with care, and maintaining stability in the present. True ambition is not about racing ahead without a plan. It's about cultivating a long-term vision that balances drive with deliberate action. Discipline is the essential counterpart to desire. While desire can light the path, discipline ensures you stay on course. It's not enough to want something. You must be willing to consistently take the steps necessary to make that vision a reality. However, discipline isn't about rigid control or denying yourself the joy of the journey. It's about creating a structure that supports your ambition without suffocating it. You must learn to cultivate habits that serve your goals while allowing space for creativity, growth, and flexibility. One of the greatest challenges in balancing ambition is resisting the temptation to measure progress by external markers of success. The world often equates ambition with visible achievement, money, fame, recognition. But true ambition is an internal compass, guided by a deeper sense of purpose. If you chase external validation alone, you risk losing sight of the inner fulfillment that comes from aligning your actions with your values. The balance lies in staying true to your internal drive while navigating the demands and expectations of the world around you. In this balancing act, patience plays a critical role. Ambition can make you eager to achieve results quickly, but not every path unfolds at the same pace. Just as a tightrope walker moves forward step by step, so too must you navigate your ambitions with patience. Progress is often incremental, and the small, consistent actions you take each day are what ultimately lead to meaningful success. Impatience can disrupt this process, pushing you to take shortcuts or make hasty decisions that undermine your long-term vision. Another key aspect of balancing ambition is the ability to adapt. Life is unpredictable, and the path to success is rarely linear. Obstacles, detours, and setbacks are inevitable, but how you respond to them determines whether you stay on the tightrope or fall off. Ambition must be paired with resilience, the capacity to adjust your course without abandoning your goals. The tightrope walker doesn't stop walking when the wind blows. They shift their weight, steady themselves, and keep moving forward. Similarly, you must be willing to pivot, change strategies, and find new ways to progress when circumstances change. Self-awareness is crucial in maintaining this balance. Ambition can sometimes blind you to the costs of your pursuit. You might sacrifice your health, relationships, or well-being in the name of success, only to realize later that these sacrifices have left you feeling empty. The tightrope walker stays balanced by being attuned to every subtle shift in their body and environment. In the same way, you must remain mindful of how your ambition impacts your life as a whole. Regular reflection allows you to assess whether your pursuit is still aligned with your values and whether the path you're on is sustainable. Ambition, when balanced, becomes a force for growth, not just for yourself but for those around you. The disciplined pursuit of your goals has a ripple effect, inspiring others to strive for their own greatness. But this can only happen if your ambition is grounded in a larger purpose. If you view ambition as purely self-serving, it becomes hollow and isolated. When it's connected to a broader vision, whether that's improving your community, advancing your field, or making a meaningful impact on the world, ambition becomes a source of shared progress. Rest and recovery are often overlooked in the pursuit of ambition, yet they are essential for maintaining balance. Just as a tightrope walker must pause to regain their composure, so too must you create space for rest. Burnout is the inevitable result of pushing yourself too hard for too long. Without taking time to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with your purpose, ambition can become exhausting rather than energizing. Rest is not a sign of weakness or a lack of drive. It is a strategic pause that allows you to return to your pursuits with renewed focus and vitality. Another element of balance is knowing when to let go. Ambition can sometimes lead you to cling too tightly to a particular outcome or vision. However, true mastery of ambition involves the wisdom to recognize when a path no longer serves you and the courage to adjust course. This doesn't mean giving up on your dreams, but rather being open to new possibilities that may lead to even greater success. The tightrope walker knows that rigidity can lead to a fall, but flexibility allows for continued forward motion. The dance between desire and discipline is ongoing, and the balance is never static. Just as the tightrope walker continuously adjusts their movements to maintain stability, so too must you remain in tune with your inner drive and external actions. The beauty of this balance lies in its dynamic nature. It requires you to stay present, to continuously assess where you are in relation to your goals, and to make adjustments as necessary. This is the art of balancing ambition, walking the fine line between pushing forward and staying grounded, between dreaming big and staying connected to the present moment. Ultimately, ambition is not a destination, but a journey, and the balance you cultivate along the way determines the quality of that journey. It's about embracing both the hunger for more and the discipline to manage that hunger wisely. Ambition can take you to great heights, but only if you respect the balance required to sustain it over the long haul. By navigating the tightrope of ambition with grace and awareness, you can achieve not only success, but also fulfillment that endures. Magnetism in the mirror. Personal attraction is far more than surface-level charm or appearance. It is the invisible force you carry with you, an energy that subtly but powerfully influences the opportunities, relationships, and circumstances that come your way. This magnetism is not about how others perceive you on the outside. It begins within, rooted deeply in your beliefs, attitudes, and self-perception. The mirror here is not just a reflection of your physical self, but of the energy you project into the world. It reveals the subtle undercurrents of how you see yourself, and in turn, how the world responds to you. Your inner state sets the tone for what you attract. If you see yourself as capable, deserving, and worthy, you naturally exude a quiet confidence that draws people, ideas, and opportunities into your life. This form of magnetism isn't loud or forced. It's a steady, unshakable presence that others can sense, often without realizing it. The more you believe in your potential, the more others will believe in it too. They will be drawn to your sense of purpose, your focus, and your ability to move through life with intention. However, the mirror also shows where your inner blocks might be. If your reflection reveals self-doubt or insecurity, it will ripple out into your interactions and affect what you attract. This is not about perfection or always feeling confident. It's about being aware of the subtle ways you might be repelling opportunities by carrying negative beliefs about yourself. When you look into the metaphorical mirror, it's essential to recognize these beliefs and challenge them. By reshaping the narrative you hold about yourself, you realign your personal magnetism with the kind of success and fulfillment you desire. Magnetism is also shaped by the alignment between your inner and outer worlds. When your thoughts, words, and actions are congruent, you send a clear signal to the universe about what you want to attract. People are drawn to those who live with integrity, who walk their talk, and who are consistent in their intentions. When you live in alignment with your values, you naturally attract circumstances that reflect those values. This alignment doesn't mean life will always be easy, but it ensures that the opportunities that come your way are the right ones for you, matching your unique vision and purpose. Another dimension of magnetism is your ability to connect deeply with others. Genuine personal attraction is not about manipulation or trying to be someone you're not. It's about showing up authentically and allowing your true self to shine. People are drawn to authenticity because it fosters trust and connection. When you are at ease with who you are, others feel safe and inspired in your presence. They sense that you are not putting up a facade, and this genuine energy pulls the right people toward you, those who will support, collaborate, and uplift you on your journey. The mirror of personal magnetism also reflects your emotional energy. Emotions are powerful attractors, and they can either draw opportunities toward you or push them away. Positive emotions like gratitude, joy, and enthusiasm create a magnetic field that attracts abundance. When you live in a state of appreciation, you signal to the world that you are ready to receive more of what you desire. On the other hand, emotions like fear, resentment, or anger create a field of resistance that repels the very things you want. Mastering your emotions means learning to direct your emotional energy toward what you wish to attract, not what you fear or wish to avoid. Magnetism is also influenced by your mindset toward giving. The more you contribute, whether through your skills, time, or presence, the more you create a cycle of reciprocity. When you give freely, without expecting something in return, you create a flow of abundance that circles back to you in unexpected ways. This doesn't mean giving away your energy to depletion, but rather understanding that what you give is a reflection of the abundance you already possess. This mindset of giving and openness enhances your personal magnetism, creating opportunities and connections that align with your generosity of spirit. There is also an element of quiet magnetism in stillness and presence. You don't need to constantly be in motion or seeking out opportunities. Sometimes the most powerful attraction happens when you pause and simply allow things to come to you. This is the art of being receptive, of being open to possibilities without forcing them. When you're constantly chasing after opportunities, you may inadvertently push them away. But when you stand confidently in your own space, knowing your worth and trusting that the right things will come to you at the right time, you become a magnet for what is truly meant for you. This magnetism in the mirror also reflects your ability to cultivate a sense of abundance before it manifests in the physical world. When you operate from a place of lack or scarcity, you send out a signal that you don't have enough, and this is reflected in what you attract. Conversely, when you cultivate a mindset of abundance, believing that there is more than enough for you and everyone else, you begin to attract more of that abundance into your life. This shift in mindset can be as simple as focusing on what you already have, no matter how small, and feeling genuinely grateful for it. This gratitude becomes a magnetic force that draws more abundance your way. At the heart of personal magnetism is belief. Belief in yourself, in your worth, and in the possibilities that life holds for you. When you fully embrace this belief, your magnetism becomes unstoppable. People, opportunities, and resources are drawn to you because they sense that you are aligned with something larger than yourself. They see that you are moving with purpose, with clarity, and with a deep sense of conviction about your path. This level of belief doesn't require constant external validation. It's an internal knowing that radiates out into the world and pulls toward you everything you need to fulfill your highest potential. Your personal magnetism, then, is the sum of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, all reflected in the mirror of your life. It's a dynamic, living energy that shifts as you grow and evolve. By cultivating self-awareness, aligning with your true values, and mastering your inner state, you can harness this magnetism to attract opportunities, relationships, and experiences that are in harmony with your deepest desires. This is the power of attraction in its purest form, an invisible but undeniable force that shapes the course of your life in ways both seen and unseen. Shifting sands of adaptation. In the landscape of success, adaptation is not merely a skill, it's a way of being. The ground beneath your feet is always shifting, often without warning. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow, and the paths you once thought were clear can be obscured by unexpected events or obstacles. To navigate these changes, you must be flexible yet grounded, ready to pivot while staying true to your core purpose. At the heart of adaptation is the ability to see change not as a disruption, but as an opportunity. Change is inevitable, and those who resist it are often swept away by the current. But those who embrace it, who can see the hidden possibilities within each unexpected twist, are the ones who thrive. This doesn't mean blindly accepting every shift or compromising on your vision. It means developing an intuitive sense for when to hold steady and when to flow with the tide. There's a power in being able to adjust your sails without losing sight of your destination. Life is rarely linear. Even the most meticulously crafted plans are subject to the unpredictability of external forces. The key is not to cling too tightly to a single path, but but to remain open to alternatives. Sometimes, the most profound opportunities arise when you least expect them, often in the midst of chaos or uncertainty. In these moments, your ability to quickly adjust your mindset and actions determines whether you will be set back or propelled forward. The art of adaptation is about recognizing that every change, no matter how disruptive it may seem, holds within it the seeds of growth. Adaptation also requires a level of emotional resilience. When circumstances shift unexpectedly, it's easy to feel destabilized or anxious. Yet the most successful individuals have a remarkable ability to maintain their composure in the face of uncertainty. This is not about suppressing your emotions or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about cultivating a deep inner calm that allows you to assess the situation objectively and make decisions from a place of clarity rather than fear or panic. This kind of emotional agility gives you the power to navigate even the most turbulent waters with grace. In times of rapid change, it's essential to maintain a strong sense of curiosity and willingness to learn. The unknown can be daunting, but it can also be an invitation to expand your knowledge and explore new possibilities. By staying curious, you shift your focus from what is being lost or disrupted to what can be gained. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to develop new skills, acquire new insights, and discover new perspectives. The more open you are to learning and growth, the more adaptable you become, and the more equipped you are to handle whatever changes come your way. There is also a critical balance between adaptability and persistence. Adaptation doesn't mean abandoning your goals at the first sign of trouble. It means being flexible in your approach while staying steadfast in your ultimate vision. It's about adjusting your strategies without losing sight of your endgame. Success requires both, the ability to adapt to changing circumstances and the tenacity to keep moving forward, even when the path seems unclear. Sometimes the shifts you make in the short term are what allow you to achieve your long-term objectives. When you are navigating unpredictable changes, it's essential to develop a mindset that welcomes uncertainty rather than fears it. The unknown can be a source of anxiety, but it can also be a space of infinite possibility. By learning to become comfortable with uncertainty, you open yourself up to a world of potential that those who fear change will never see. The unknown is where creativity flourishes, where new ideas are born, and where innovation happens. To adapt successfully, you must learn to embrace this uncertainty, trusting that you have the skills, resources, and resilience to navigate whatever comes your way. A crucial element of adaptation is understanding the interconnectedness of your environment. No change happens in isolation. Every shift, whether in your personal life, career, or the broader world, has a ripple effect that touches multiple areas. The key is to be aware of these interconnections and anticipate how one change might impact others. This holistic view allows you to make more informed decisions and respond more effectively to shifting circumstances. It also helps you to recognize patterns and trends that others might miss, giving you a strategic advantage in times of change. Moreover, adaptability is often about timing. Knowing when to act, when to wait, and when to pivot is an art in itself. Timing can be the difference between capitalizing on an opportunity and missing it entirely. Successful adaptation involves developing an acute sense of when to make your move and when to let things unfold. This requires patience and discernment, as well as the confidence to trust your instincts when the time is right. Sometimes, the best course of action is to pause, allowing the sands to settle before you make your next move. Finally, adaptation is about trust. Trust in yourself and in the process. When the future is uncertain and the ground feels unstable, it's easy to second-guess your decisions or doubt your ability to navigate the changes ahead. But successful adaptation comes from an unwavering belief that no matter what happens, you have the capacity to figure it out. This self-trust is not arrogance. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you've faced challenges before and emerged stronger. It's the understanding that even in the midst of shifting sands, you are capable of finding your footing and continuing forward. The ability to adapt is what transforms obstacles into stepping stones. As you navigate the ever-changing landscape of life, you become more adept at handling whatever comes your way, Each unexpected shift becomes less of a setback and more of an invitation to evolve. You learn to dance with change, moving fluidly between stability and flux, always grounded in your purpose but never rigid in your approach. It is in this balance between fluidity and focus, between change and constancy, that the true power of adaptation lies. The silent language of influence. Influence often operates beneath the surface of overt communication, in the subtle nuances and unspoken signals that shape our interactions and perceptions. This silent language plays a crucial role in forging connections, guiding decisions, and building relationships, often more powerfully than words alone. Understanding and mastering this unspoken realm can significantly enhance your ability to connect with others and steer conversations and interactions in your favor. One of the core elements of this silent language is nonverbal communication. Our body language, facial expressions, and even our tone of voice convey messages that can either reinforce or contradict our spoken words. For instance, maintaining eye contact while listening shows attentiveness and respect, fostering a sense of trust and engagement. Similarly, mirroring the body language of others, subtly adopting their posture or gestures, can create a sense of rapport and mutual understanding, making them feel more comfortable and aligned with you. The power of physical presence cannot be underestimated. How you carry yourself, the way you present your physical space, and your mannerisms all contribute to the impression you make on others. An open posture, relaxed demeanor, and a firm handshake can convey confidence and approachability, while closed-off or defensive body language may create barriers and hinder connection. The energy you project through your presence has a profound impact on how others perceive you and how open they are to engaging with you. Silence, too, holds significant weight in the silent language of influence. The strategic use of pauses and moments of quiet can be a powerful tool in conversation. Silence allows space for reflection, can prompt others to share more, and gives weight to your words when you do speak. It also provides an opportunity to manage the pacing of a dialogue, ensuring that your points are given due consideration and are more impactful. Emotional intelligence plays a key role in mastering this silent language. Being attuned to the emotions and unspoken needs of others allows you to respond more empathetically and effectively. Recognizing when someone is uncomfortable, hesitant, or enthusiastic enables you to adjust your approach accordingly. This sensitivity to emotional cues helps in building deeper connections and establishing a more genuine rapport. Another critical aspect is the influence of consistency. Consistency between your verbal messages and nonverbal cues builds credibility and trust. When your actions align with your words, it reinforces the authenticity of your message and makes you a more reliable and persuasive communicator. Inconsistencies, on the other hand, can create confusion and undermine your credibility. The environment in which interactions occur also contributes to the silent language of influence. The setting can subtly influence the tone and nature of communication. For example, a relaxed and informal setting can foster openness and creativity, while a formal environment might emphasize structure and professionalism. Being mindful of the context and adapting your approach accordingly can enhance your effectiveness in influencing and connecting with others. Timing and intuition play a crucial role in the silent language. Knowing when to speak, when to listen, and when to act requires a keen sense of timing and an intuitive understanding of the dynamics at play. This includes recognizing the right moments to assert your influence or to step back and allow others to take the lead. Your ability to read these cues and act accordingly enhances your effectiveness in building and sustaining relationships. The silent language of influence also encompasses the impact of reputation and personal branding. How you are perceived by others, based on your actions, demeanor, and previous interactions, affects your ability to influence and connect. A positive reputation and a strong personal brand create a foundation of trust and respect that amplifies your ability to influence others. This is built over time through consistent behavior, reliability, and the quality of your interactions. Finally, the power of empathy cannot be overlooked. Understanding and acknowledging the perspectives and feelings of others, even without explicit communication, strengthens your ability to connect and influence. Empathetic engagement fosters mutual respect and helps to create an environment where others feel valued and understood. This emotional connection is a cornerstone of effective influence, as it builds trust and opens doors to deeper and more meaningful interactions. In the realm of influence, the silent language, encompassing nonverbal cues, emotional intelligence, timing, reputation, and empathy, plays a pivotal role in shaping interactions and outcomes. Mastering this silent language enhances your ability to build connections, guide conversations, and influence outcomes, often with greater impact than overt communication alone. By honing these skills and being attuned to the subtle dynamics of interpersonal interactions, you can navigate social landscapes with finesse and effectiveness, creating powerful and lasting connections. Awakening the creative force. Creativity is not merely about generating new ideas. It's about unlocking a profound source of energy and insight that can propel you beyond conventional boundaries. This creative force resides within everyone, often obscured by routine and familiar patterns, waiting to be awakened and harnessed. Tapping into this well of innovation involves a multifaceted approach that nurtures the mind, environment, and practices essential for fostering original thought. First, to awaken your creative force, it's crucial to cultivate an environment that stimulates inspiration. This means curating spaces that inspire and motivate you. Surround yourself with elements that resonate with your passions, art, nature, or objects that spark your imagination. An environment enriched with stimuli can ignite new ways of thinking and provide the mental space needed for creative ideas to emerge. The physical and emotional ambiance you create for yourself plays a significant role in fostering a mindset open to innovation. Equally important is the practice of embracing curiosity. Curiosity drives exploration and learning, fueling the creative process. Allow yourself to question, wonder, and explore without immediate judgment or concern for practical outcomes. This sense of wonderment and open-ended inquiry encourages the discovery of new perspectives and solutions. Approaching challenges with a curious mindset invites experimentation and exploration, leading to breakthroughs that might not be visible within rigid frameworks. Another vital aspect of awakening your creative force is embracing the process of divergence and convergence. Divergence involves generating a wide range of ideas and possibilities, breaking free from conventional thought patterns. It's about brainstorming without limitations, allowing a free flow of imagination. Convergence, on the other hand, involves evaluating and refining these ideas, selecting the most promising ones, and bringing them to fruition. Balancing these two phases ensures a rich pool of innovative concepts while maintaining focus and direction in the creative process. To truly access your creative potential, it's essential to integrate practices that nurture mental flexibility and resilience. This involves stepping outside your comfort zone and challenging existing beliefs and assumptions. Engaging in activities that stretch your cognitive and emotional boundaries, such as learning new skills, exploring different disciplines, or tackling unfamiliar challenges, can stimulate new neural connections and foster innovative thinking. Embracing failure as a part of the creative journey rather than a setback also enhances resilience, encouraging continuous growth and adaptation. Routine and discipline are also integral to unlocking creativity. While creativity thrives in spontaneity, it also benefits from consistent practice and structured effort. Establishing regular routines for creative work, setting aside dedicated time for brainstorming, and creating habits that support creative exploration help in maintaining momentum and focus. Discipline in your creative endeavors helps transform inspiration into tangible results and ensures that the flow of ideas is continually nurtured and developed. Collaboration and interaction with diverse perspectives can significantly amplify your creative force. Engaging with individuals from different backgrounds, disciplines, and experiences opens you to new ways of thinking and problem-solving. Collaborative environments foster the exchange of ideas, challenge conventional approaches, and lead to innovative solutions that might not arise in isolation. The synergy created through collective creativity often leads to unique breakthroughs and insights that enhance the overall creative process. The process of self-reflection and introspection also plays a crucial role in awakening creativity. Reflecting on your experiences, thoughts, and emotions allows you to connect with your inner self and gain deeper insights into your creative impulses. Journaling, meditating, or simply taking time for introspective thought can help clarify your vision and motivations, aligning your creative efforts with your core values and aspirations. Maintaining a mindset of playfulness and experimentation can further ignite your creative force. Allowing yourself to approach problems with a playful attitude, free from fear of failure or judgment, creates a fertile ground for innovative ideas to flourish. Embracing the playful aspects of creativity, such as experimenting with unconventional solutions, engaging in spontaneous activities, or pursuing passions purely for enjoyment, can lead to unexpected and transformative breakthroughs. Lastly, nurturing your creative force involves sustaining a sense of purpose and passion. Connecting your creative endeavors to a deeper sense of meaning and fulfillment drives motivation and perseverance. When you infuse your creative projects with a sense of purpose, whether it's contributing to a cause you believe in, addressing a personal challenge, or pursuing a lifelong dream, you create a powerful catalyst that propels your innovation and resilience. Awakening the creative force within involves a dynamic interplay of environment, curiosity, mental flexibility, discipline, collaboration, self-reflection, playfulness, and purpose. By engaging deeply with these elements and cultivating practices that support creative exploration and growth, you unlock a wellspring of innovation that enables you to carve unique pathways and make a significant impact in a crowded world. The Symphony of Success. Success is akin to a grand symphony where various elements, timing, preparation, and execution, must work in concert to produce harmonious outcomes. Each component plays a distinct role, yet they must be meticulously aligned to achieve a coherent and impactful result. Understanding how to blend these elements effectively can transform ambitions into achievements and ensure that your efforts resonate with the desired effect. Timing serves as the conductor of this symphony, orchestrating when actions should be taken for maximum impact. It involves recognizing the opportune moments to launch initiatives, make decisions, or adjust strategies. Timing is not merely about seizing the right moment, but also about anticipating shifts and preparing in advance. This anticipatory approach allows you to respond with agility and precision, aligning your actions with emerging trends and opportunities. Effective timing ensures that your efforts are not wasted on premature or delayed actions, but are synchronized with the rhythm of external conditions and internal readiness. Preparation is the foundational melody of this symphony. It involves the systematic planning and groundwork necessary to support successful execution. This phase encompasses thorough research, resource allocation, and skill development. Preparation ensures that you have the necessary tools, knowledge, and strategies in place before you move forward. It's about setting the stage for success by laying a solid groundwork that can sustain and enhance your efforts. This meticulous planning phase allows for the identification and mitigation of potential risks, the optimization of resources, and the alignment of your objectives with achievable goals. Execution is the performance, the dynamic, and precise implementation of your plans. This phase requires not only the application of preparation, but also the flexibility to adapt to real-time developments. Execution involves translating strategies into actions, monitoring progress, and making necessary adjustments along the way. It's where your plans meet reality and where the true measure of success is realized. Effective execution demands discipline, focus, and a commitment to maintaining momentum, even in the face of challenges or setbacks. Integrating these elements into a cohesive strategy involves understanding how they interact and influence each other. For instance, effective timing can enhance the value of your preparation by ensuring that your efforts are launched at a moment when they are most likely to resonate. Conversely, thorough preparation amplifies the effectiveness of your timing, as it equips you with the readiness to capitalize on the right moment. Execution ties these elements together, transforming planning and timing into tangible results. The synchronization of timing, preparation, and execution also requires a continuous feedback loop. Regularly evaluating the outcomes of your actions and adjusting your strategies based on real-time data and insights ensures that you remain aligned with your goals and adaptable to changing conditions. This iterative process allows you to refine your approach, improve efficiency, and enhance overall effectiveness. In the broader context, success as a symphony also involves the harmonization of various aspects of life and work. Balancing professional goals with personal well-being, integrating short-term tasks with long-term visions, and aligning individual contributions with team objectives all contribute to the overall harmony of your success. Achieving this balance requires ongoing reflection, adjustment, and a holistic approach to managing your efforts and resources. The symphony of success is a dynamic and intricate interplay between timing, preparation, and execution. Each element contributes to the overall harmony of your achievements, and mastering the art of blending these components effectively can lead to optimal outcomes and sustained success. By understanding and optimizing the roles of timing, preparation, and execution, you can orchestrate your path to success with precision and finesse, creating a powerful and resonant impact in your endeavors.